What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense, and I'm back with part 2 of my spring list. So let's get started with this list. So now, part 2, we're going to go with another starting at number 10, Bois de Vetiver by Karl Lagerfeld. The reason why I put this one on the list is because this is a bright, refreshing type fragrance. I like this a lot. Oh man, that smells so good. Wow. If you like vetiver, this is not a strong vetiver type fragrance. It is kind of subdued, but it is nice. It's inexpensive. I can't quote the price on it because I think this was either a trade or somebody gifted this to me a while back. But it's nice. It's kind of fresh. Like I said, the vetiver in this is wildly subdued. Very nice fragrance. I've heard some people talk good about this, which is why I'm glad I have it. I haven't worn it much, but the time, I think if you revert back to my video, I think I have done a video on this one, and I believe I got compliments when I wore this. And smelling it again, I can see why. This is very nice. Very nice. So if you can get your hands on Bois de Vetiver by Karl Lagerfeld or Lagerfeld, at least sample it first if possible, then pick it up. But if you're a heavy vetiver fan, then this may not satisfy you because, like I said, it is wildly subdued. But it is nice. That's number 10 spot. Number 9 spot. I'm going to throw this guy in here because I wasn't a big Issey Miyake fan. I know Issey Miyake used to be talked about a lot, especially amongst rappers back in my era, the 90s era, 2000s. I finally, when I got older and got into fragrances, I started getting my hands on some. And this one in particular, I like better than actually that blue bottle that's out there. I had that one. I didn't like it too much. I got this one, and this one replaced the blue bottle. And this is Low Blue d'Issey Eau Fresh. I like this one a lot. Perfect atomizer is very good. Oh man, this is invigorating. This is fresh, refreshing, citrusy. Working outside like I am, and you spray on something like this, man, and it's gonna go a long way. It may not last because Issey Miyake, for me, that's one of the issues I had, that it doesn't last long on me. But this is one of the ones that does perform pretty decently. I know the Bois de Vetiver, I didn't do the performance because I don't remember. But I do know this one off of my skin, I think it was like an hour and a half projection, like 4.5, pushing 5 hours of longevity out of this one, which is not too bad for me. If you can find this for around 15-20 bucks, do it. If not, I wouldn't pay any more than 20, pushing it with 25. I know off and on TJ Maxx has Issey Miyake fragrances. I've yet to really see any at all in this area at Ross, in which I haven't frequented Ross in a long time because they don't usually have anything. But not a bad fragrance. I can vouch for this one. So Low Blue d'Issey Eau Fresh from Issey Miyake at the number 9 spot. Number 8 spot is one that not many people like. I've done a list one time before, and I think this was in it. I actually like this one a little bit better than the John Varvatos fragrances. I wasn't a big fan of Jimmy Choo either, especially after I got the original Jimmy Choo It didn't perform but 30 minutes. I gave it another shot. So I have the blue, and I have this one, which is Jimmy Choo Man Ice, which is one of those lemonade type citrusy fragrances. Smells great. Atomizer is a mister, and I don't really like the ones that mist like that, because you have to actually get close to your skin and spray to even be able to see the wetness on your skin. There are other alternatives you can have if you don't like this one, and some of those fragrances are coming up later on in the list. But for the most part, performance off of this one is not great, but it's not that bad. Maybe an hour of projection, maybe closer to an hour and a half. About 3.5 hours of longevity, maybe 4, depending on the circumstances. But if you can find this one for a decent price, for most people, not everybody, pick it up. If not, I understand. Once this bottle runs out, and which I don't think is going to run out anytime soon because I don't wear it that much, I won't be purchasing another one of these. But glad I have it in the collection now. So that's number 8. Number 7. I'm going to go with this one. And this is one I've only worn once, and I did get compliments off of this one. If you see this one in my videos, check it out. I think I did do a review on this one. I think I also got compliments, if I didn't say that already in my video. This is Tous, or Tous Man, Tous. This is the frosted bottle one with the wooden looking top. I like this. Atomizer, not bad. It almost has like a slight sweetness to it, but you can tell it's fresh enough for spring and summer. Not a bad fragrance. Not a lot of people talk about this either. I can't remember if another reviewer reviewed another one of these fragrances before, but this one is pretty good. So if you see this particular one in a store, I think I found this one at TJ Maxx in Savannah, Georgia. If you see this one and it's open and you want to spray it and test it, do that. But I don't think this was expensive. I think I might have paid like 10, 15, maybe 20 bucks for this. Not bad at all. So check that out. That is number 7. All right, so let's see. I think I'm at number 5. I think no. I should be at number 5. I done lost count already. Anyway, let's just keep it moving. So, what am I going to do next? Let's do this one. I've heard one other person talk about this fragrance, and nobody else has done a review besides me recently that I've seen. Now, if somebody's reviewed it and I don't know about it, then that's different. But this one is from the House of Rojas. This is Eau de Rojas Homme, Eau de Toilette. And I don't have the box for it. I threw it away, but this is what it looks like. And this is a nice citrusy fragrance. Another one of those misty type fragrance atomizers. I don't like that, but this reminds me of a lemon head. if you've ever eaten or sucked on a lemon head and that lemon type deal that you get, if you smell this, you'll pick up that vibe from it. This is nice. Perfect for a springtime hot day, maybe for the summer also. Kicking it on the beach with your peeps. Very nice fragrance. I think this is inexpensive also, like 15 bucks, something like that. It wasn't expensive at all. Maybe it might have been less than 15. I'm not sure, but check this out if you get a chance to, if you're looking for something citrusy for an inexpensive price that does perform, because this one gets me about an hour and a half of projection, closer to 2. I think I got like maybe 5 to 6 hours of longevity. I've reviewed this before, so if you want to be certain about the numbers, go back and watch the video on this one and check it out. But not a bad fragrance. I like it. I just don't wear it enough. But it is going to get some wearing coming up here in the next few weeks and months. Let's see. What are we going to do now? Let's go with one of the most popular fragrances for a little while. It is now discontinued, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of people are stockpiling this stuff when they see it. I actually have 2 of the smaller bottles of this still in the plastic over there. But this is the big bottle that I got when the hype first started. And it is from the house of Guerlain. This is L'Homme Ideal or Ideal Cologne. And for some people, this is a flip-flop type fragrance, because in the beginning, a lot of people were saying they didn't like it, and then all of a sudden they did. I think Matt over at Georgia Gent said he didn't like it at first, but then it grew on him, and now he says he wears it to sleep. It calms him down and stuff like that. This is not a bad fragrance, but there are other fragrances already I've talked about in this list, and some coming up that I like much better than this one. It's not a bad fragrance. I just think it was a little bit overhyped in my personal opinion. It does have an almond note in it, but it is pretty citrusy. And I have some other citrus fragrances that are not on this list, but it's not bad. And at a 20 buck price, you can't really beat it. So if you see it, get it. It is discontinued. It's from the house of Guerlain or Guerlain, L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Next up, this one has been reformulated, but I'm not big on when people talk about reformulation and all that kind of stuff. I did have I purchased a partial bottle. It was one of the big bottles, and it had probably like this much in the bottom of it. I used that up. Very bright, citrusy type fragrance. I think it's vetiver or something like that that's in it. If you like vetiver, then this is one you can go with. It's from the house of Mugler. It is Mugler Cologne. And yes, like I said before, I know people is discontinued. It's been reformulated and all that good stuff. But this is still a pretty good fragrance. Atomizer is hecka good. I didn't want to say the other word, but it's very good. Smells great. And on those very hot days like today, perfect. Especially when it's a slight breeze outside and you can pick it up in the air. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. That is Mugler Cologne. And I'm trying to speed this up a little bit because I got to go pick up my friend so he can get something to eat. Let me do 2 more because I lost count and I mixed it up over here. I'm going to do 2 more and then move on to the next video so I can get out of here. Last but not least next to the last but not least, this is one of my favorites from this particular line of Lacoste. The first time I saw this, they had this at Ross, and the young lady I was dealing with at the time was pulling it out the box. I saw it. I was like, oh, crap. Lacoste, and I saw it. I think this was at the time like $29.99, so like 30 bucks. And I sprayed this, and oh my word, atomizer is not the best, but the scent is so nice. It's a little bit, I don't want to say fruity, it's citrusy, but it's like a sweet citrusy type fragrance. This wowed everybody who was standing around me when I sprayed it in the store at the time. And that is one of the reasons why I went ahead and picked this up. Like 2 or 3 different ladies were standing around, and they smelled it when I sprayed it. And I was instantly like, that's a go. Bag it up. I'll take it. So performance is not that great for some people. I've heard people say that, you know, it doesn't perform well off of them. Off of me, I got pretty average performance, like maybe 5 hours of longevity, like an hour, hour and a half projection. But the scent that you're getting coming out of off of your skin with this in the first couple of hours, it is nice, very nice. Out of all the ones that I had the red bottle like this. I have the black one. I seen the blue one. There's a yellow one. I'm not sure if there were any other colors. This one is my absolute favorite, period, hands down. So, and last but not least, for this particular list, I'm going to go with the one I wore today, which is from the house of Tommy Bahama. And Tommy Bahama is not the best performing fragrance house, but they make fragrances that smell great, just like Calvin Klein. His fragrances smell good. They just don't perform well, in particular, off of my skin. I like this one and the other 2 that are going to be on the next list. But this one was my hands down favorite. I think this was the first one I purchased. It is Set Sail Martinique. And this is a very nice aquatic type scent. I wore this today and it performed very adequately when it comes to being outside in the heat. Now, I can't smell it now because I've sprayed so much stuff in the air and it's being overpowered. But I think I get like maybe 5 hours of longevity, probably like an hour, hour and a half of projection out of this, which is not bad. It's average for me. If I can get 5 hours out of something, that's more than enough for me, especially if I didn't pay a lot for it. The only time I'm really disappointed is when I pay like more than 40, 50 and up for a fragrance and you expect it to perform and it doesn't. That's really the only time you're going to catch me being disappointed about a fragrance not performing. Any other time, 15, 20 bucks, 10 bucks, I'm not concerned because I can spray away and go buy another one. So to end this list, y'all, Set Sail Martinique, not a bad fragrance. I love it a lot. Better than the other 2 that are on the list from Tommy Bahama, but it did make number 1 for this second list, so that says a lot. All right, y'all, I'm ending this one. I'm going to run out the rest of these fragrances. I know it's more than 10, but it is what it is. All right, stay tuned, y'all. Peace.